हेलो रियन, वेलकम बैक। वेलकम टू माय यूट्यूब चैनल विकास मौर्य एकेडमी एंड विकास कोडिंग स्कूल। आज हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे डेलॉयट के टेक्निकल स्किल्स क्वेश्चन के बारे में। देखिए, टेक्निकल स्किल्स की अगर बात कर रहे हैं तो यहाँ पे जो टॉपिक्स रिलेटेड होते हैं टेक्निकल स्किल्स में, जो क्वेश्चन पूछे जाते हैं वो हैं टेस्टिंग से, सीएस से, नेटवर्क से, साइबर सिक्योरिटी से, क्लाउड से। इन 5 सेक्शन से आपको क्वेश्चन देखने को मिलते हैं टेक्निकल स्किल से। चलिए एक एक करके हम लोग डिस्कस करते हैं। सबसे पहला क्वेश्चन है टेस्टिंग से, विच टेस्टिंग वैलिडेट द सिस्टम अगेंस्ट बिजनेस रिक्वायरमेंट। यहाँ पे ऑप्शन गिवन है यूनिट टेस्टिंग, इंटीग्रेशन टेस्टिंग, सिस्टम टेस्टिंग, एक्सेप्टेंस टेस्टिंग। तो करेक्ट आंसर है यहाँ पे एक्सेप्टेंस टेस्टिंग। अगर बात आएगी टेस्टिंग वैलिडेटिंग द सिस्टम अगेंस्ट द बिजनेस रिक्वायरमेंट, तो हम लोग बात करेंगे एक्सेप्टेंस टेस्टिंग, क्योंकि एक्सेप्टेंस टेस्टिंग इज परफॉर्म टू वेरी वेदर द सिस्टम मीट द बिजनेस रिक्वायरमेंट और नॉट, एंड इट accept to the client and in the user. It is usually find level of testing before production. That's why acceptance testing is correct one. Why other option is wrong here? When we talk about unit testing, unit testing only focus on the individual function or class, not for business level requirement. When we talk about integration testing is used to check how module interact, not overall business need. When we talk about system testing, it validate complete system technically, but acceptance is about user and business validation. That's why acceptance testing is correct one. Now, next question है, which testing type check performance under peak load? When we talk about peak load, then the correct option here is load testing, because load testing evaluates system performance when the subjected to expected to or peak user load. Example, many concurrent user heavy transaction. That's why the correct option here is, when we talk about peak load, then it come to load testing. When we talk about other option like smoke testing. Smoke testing is basically used for field verification, check if the critical path work or not. It is not related to the performance. When option number C, sentry testing check the after minor change. Regression testing ensure the new change do not break the existing features. Only the correct option is load testing. Load testing check the performance under the peak load. Now, what is the main purpose of regression testing? When we talk about regression testing, the main purpose is to ensure that existing features still work correctly after code change, and such as bug fix, enhancement or refactoring. The correct option here, option number B, to check the existing functionality still work after change. Now, अब यहाँ पे अगर ऑप्शन नंबर ए सी डी की बात करें, तो ऑप्शन ए में लिखा है टू चेक द न्यू मॉड्यूल ओनली। जो न्यू मॉड्यूल की अगर बात करते हैं तो ये टेस्ट करता है यूनिट और इंटीग्रेशन टेस्टिंग। और यहाँ पे ऑप्शन नंबर सी, परफॉर्मेंस की बात करें, परफॉर्मेंस बेसिकली चेक करता है, परफॉर्मेंस टेस्टिंग डील करता है स्पीड और रिसोर्स से। और टेस्ट सिक्योरिटी की बात करें तो यहाँ बेसिकली टेस्ट सिक्योरिटी फोकस, अगर टेस्ट सिक्योरिटी की बात आ रही है तो यहाँ पे आता है सिक्योरिटी टेस्टिंग। इट इज़ फोकस ओनली वनबिलिटी, नॉट एग्जिस्टिंग फीचर्स ब्रेक। नाउ क्वेश्चन नंबर 4, STLC यानी कि सॉफ्टवेयर टेस्टिंग लाइफ साइकिल टाइपली स्टार्ट विद विच फेज। अगर यहाँ फेज की बात आ रही है तो यहाँ पे फर्स्ट फेज की बात आती है, क्योंकि जो STLS यानी कि सॉफ्टवेयर टेस्टिंग लाइफ साइकिल रिक्वायरमेंट एनालिसिस इज द फर्स्ट फेज वेयर टेस्टर स्टडी रिक्वायरमेंट टू आइडेंटिफाई व्हाट टू टेस्ट एंड possible test condition. The only option correct here is requirement analysis. Requirement analysis is the first phase to study requirement. अगर हम लोग ऑप्शन नंबर ए की बात करें, टेस्ट इन्वायरमेंट सेटअप, इट्स कम लेटर आफ्टर प्लानिंग एंड डिजाइनिंग। व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट ऑप्शन नंबर बी, टेस्टिंग प्लानिंग इज बेस्ड ऑन अंडरस्टैंडिंग रिक्वायरमेंट। टेस्ट एग्जीक्यूशन इज परफॉर्म्ड only after the case are designed and environment is ready. Now, which tool is primarily used for detect or issue tracking? When we talk about defect or issue tracking, the correct option here is option number B, Jira. Jira is JIRA, is widely used as an issue bug tracking and project management tools is a software project. So the correct option is option number B. And when we talk about Selenium is used for a test automation, especially like web or UI. When we talk about Docker is used for containerization. When we talk about Jenkins is used for CI/CD, and it build and deploy the automation. Now, Selenium is mainly used for, when we talk about Selenium, then Selenium is it is a autonomous automation framework, and it is used to automate browser based web application testing. The correct option here, option number C, automation testing for web application. It is a Selenium, because Selenium is a automation framework that is used for automate browser based web application testing. अगर लोड टेस्टिंग की बात आती है, लोड टेस्टिंग इज मेनली यूज फॉर डन विद द टूल्स लाइक जे मीटर और लोड रनर. And when we talk about option number B, manual testing is used by a human. And database testing is involve SQL query, not Selenium browser script. The only correct option here for Selenium is automation testing for web application. Now, what is the time complexity of binary search on sorted array? When we talk about binary search on a sorted array, the correct option here is option number B, big of log n, because when we talk about binary search divide the search space by half each time, and it lead to the algorithm time complexity of big of log n. Why other option is wrong? When we talk about option number A, big of n, it is a linear searching. When we talk about option number C, it is a typically for nested loop, not for binary search. Option number D, it is the constant time possible only with the direct access index, not search for arbitrary element. Now, which data structure is used in use FIFO, first in first out principle? The correct option here is option number B, queue, because queue process element in order they arrive. First insert in the first remove, yani ki FIFO, because queue process element in the order they arrive. Why other option is wrong? When we talk about option number A, stack use LIFO, last in first out. It is the opposite of FIFO. Tree is a hierarchical structure. It does not follow FIFO order. Option number D, graph represent relationship and it traverse order depend upon algorithm. Now, which of the following is not an OOPS principle? When we talk about OOPS principle, and here in question it mentioned not an OOPS principle, so the correct option is option number D. The core OOPS principles are encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, abstraction. Completion is not build process, and it is not a part of OOPS principle. Now, which searching algorithm is best suitable for unsorted linked list? The correct option here is here is linear search, because in unsorted linked list you must traverse elements sequentially to find a value. So linear search is used. Why other option is wrong? Binary search. When we talk about binary search required a random access and stored array which linked list do not provide efficiently. When we talk about option number C work efficiently on sorted data with uniform distribution. And jump search also required random access on sorted array. Now, which of the following is a stable algorithm? Stable sorting algorithm. When we talk about stable sorting algorithm, the correct option here is merge sort. And merge sort is stable. It preserves the relative order for equal element. Why other option is wrong? When we talk about option number A, quicksort is basically generally not stable. It is a common in implementation. And selection sort is not a stable algorithm, because element may be swapped for from distinct position. And heap sort is not also not a stable algorithm. It's because heap operation can be changed retrieval order or equal value or equal queue. Now, in relation database, which normal form remove partial dependency? When we talk about partial dependency, then answer is second normal form, yani 2NF, because 2NF eliminates partial dependency when no queue attribute depend on part of composite key. Why other option is wrong? When we talk about 1NF deal with the atomicity of value, not repeating group. 3NF remove transitive dependency. And BCNF focus on deterministic beginning with candidates key, and it is a stronger than 3NF. That's why the only correct option here fit which normal form remove partial dependency is option number B, second normal form 2NF. Now, which device operate at OSI layer 2 data link layer? The correct option here, option number B, switch, because a switch work at layer 2 and forward frame based on the MAC address. Why other option is wrong? When we talk about hub is operate on layer 1, that is physical broadcasting signal. And router work layer 3, network use IP address. Gateway operate at multiple layer used to connect a dissimilar network. Now, which protocol is used to translate domain name to IP address? So the correct option here, option number C, DNS, because DNS, domain name system resolve human readable domains name IP. Why other option is wrong? When we talk about HTTP, HTTP is an application protocol for web communication, and FTP is a file transfer protocol used for file transfer. ARP is resolve IP address to MAC address, not domain to IP address. Now, which address type is used for broadcasting a packet to all devices in network? The correct option here is option number C, broadcast. Broadcast is used to send a packet to all device in subnet. That's why option C is the correct here. Why other option is wrong? When we talk about unicast, unicast is one to one communication. Multicast is used to one to many, but only a specified group, not for all. Anycast is one to nearest in routing term, not everyone. That's why option number C is only correct here. Now, which protocol is connection oriented? When we talk about connection oriented, the correct option here is option number B, TCP. Transmission control protocol is a connection oriented, providing reliability data delivery with a acknowledgement for retransmission. Why other option is wrong? When we talk about UDP, UDP is a connectionless, no guarantee delivery. IP is a network layer protocol, connectionless, used for addressing and routing. ICMP used for control and error message, not for data delivery. Now, in IPv4, what size of IP address? So correct option here is option number B, 32 bits, because IPv4 address are 32 bits number and typically written as a 4 dimension. In 4 dimension. Why other option is wrong? When we talk about 16 bit, 16 bit is too short, not used for IP. 64 bit, 64 is the same but not for IPv4. 128 is used in IPv6 address size, not in IPv4. Now, which topology has a single backbone cable to which all the nodes are connected? The correct option here is bus. When we talk about bus topology, all nodes are connected and attach a single centered cable that called a backbone. When we talk about star topology, device connected to the central hub, like hub or switch. Ring just like a device from circular change, like this. Mesh, every node is connected to every other node directly or partially, like one system here, one system here, one system here, connected to each other or by, like this. It is the mesh topology. Move to the next question. Which of the following is an example of social engineering? When we talk about social engineering, the best example is option one B, phishing email. Phishing email is a social engineering attack where attacker trick user to reveal sensitive information for by pretending to be a trusted entity. That's why option number B is the correct one. It is a best example for social engineering. Why other option is wrong? SQL injection. SQL injection is a technical attack or a target to the database. And DDoS attack is the overwhelming server with the traffic, not a social engineering. Buffer overflow is a exploitation memory handling vulnerability, technical, not for social engineering. Now, what does the principle of least privileging mean? The correct option here is option number B. The user get minimum requirement to access perform their task. When we talk about least privilege, it means that each user or process is given only for permission necessary to perform their job and reduce risk. Now, which of the following is a strong password example? So the correct option here is option number D, because a strong password means it should be a long, including uppercase, lowercase, letter, number, special character. That's why option number D is the correct one. And all other option is false because it is a easy, or it do not use a special character or uppercase, lowercase. It is simple, just like a text or number. Which type of malware encrypt file and demand payment? The correct option here is option number C, ransomware. It is an encryption for a victim data and demand for description key. That's why it is asked for payment. Why other option is wrong? Worm. When we talk about worm, it is a self replicate across the network. Trojan is discussing as a legitimate software but perform as a malicious action. Spyware is a secretly monitor user activity, not for encryption. Now, firewall primarily operate at which OSI layer? When we talk about firewall is used at network and transport layer because traditional firewall mainly inspect traffic at a network layer 3 and transport layer 4 and layer like a IP, TCP, UDP port. And modern firewall may go higher, but fundamentally it go with the layer 3 or layer 4, that is network or transport layer. Now, what is the two-factor authentication, 2FA? When we talk about 2FA, 2FA means it requires two different type of authentication mechanism. For example, password or OTP, or password and biometrics. So correct option here, option number B, use password plus additional verification method. Which of the following is an example of last infrastructure as a services? So correct option here is option number B, that is AWS EC2. It provides virtual machine and infrastructure resource, which is infrastructure as a services. Why other option is wrong? When we talk about Google Docs, Google Docs is a SaaS and software as a services. Salesforce CRM, it is a SaaS solution, that is software as a solution. And Gmail also as a SaaS, like software as a services. Only the correct option here AWS EC2. It is a last infrastructure as a services. In cloud computing, scalability refers to, the correct option here is scalability means it is a capability of to increase or decrease computer storage network and resource based on the demand. So the correct option here, option number C, ability to increase or decrease the resource as needed. Now, which cloud deployment model is shared by multiple organizations with a similar requirement? So the correct option here is option number C, community cloud. Community cloud is shared among organizations that have common concern like security, compliances, or mission. Now, which of the following is the best describes SaaS, software as a services? When we talk about software as a services, it deliver complete application over the internet and user just use software without worrying about infrastructure or platform. So the correct option here is option number C, providing ready to use software over the internet. Now, which service in cloud typically responsible for automatically distributing incoming traffic across multiple instances? The correct option here is option number A, load balancer. Load balancer distribute incoming traffic network across a multiple server to ensure no single server is overloaded. That's why the correct option here is load balancer. Why other option is wrong here? When we talk about auto scaling is just a number of instances but not to distribute traffic. Object storage is used for storing in unstructured data like files, image. Content delivery network is used to cache content closer to the user, not for balancing traffic. Now, what is serverless computing? So when we talk about serverless computing means the cloud provider full manage the server and developer just deploy the business, or sorry, they just deploy the function or code. They are not concerned with the managing infrastructure. That's why the option B is a correct here, because server are hidden from developer and managed by the cloud provider. थैंक यू एवरीवन, मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वीडियो में नेक्स्ट टॉपिक के साथ.